Good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning. 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go.
3, 2, 1, live. Cool.
Welcome back, Fun Fam. And if you're brand new to the channel, welcome in to Follow the Bradley's Fun, the Daily Dish, with me, Ronnie Bradley. That's me. That's who I am. I'm here. I hope that wherever you are out there, you're having a phenomenal day or phenomenal morning, afternoon, evening, night, whatever time you're watching, doesn't matter. And hopefully, if you're watching this on the replay, hopefully you fast forwarded to this part, get past the 5-minute intro. But as of the day, speaking of the day, as of the day, the recording of this, not as of the day, as of the recording of this, I'm really tired. It is the 19th day of September in the year 2024. Oh my goodness. For those of you that were up late with me last night, thanks for being here this morning, because man, it was a late night. I'm trying to I'm going back this morning to a former setup it seems to work very well for the show. It's a little bit more challenging for me because now I hear my own voice back in my speakers, which is challenging. Hello, Beyond Retail and More. I haven't seen you here before, so welcome in. Nice Mickey Mouse shirt there in your avatar. So yes, welcome in everybody. My setup now. So what I'm doing is because I can see a clear picture, right? You guys have a fairly clear picture, smooth. I'm not doing the max headroom thing. There's a reason for that. And it's kind of a weird setup. It's something I'm experimenting with. It's hard because I hear my voice back in here because my video, my picture is actually going out through my phone. I actually have StreamYard up on my browser on my phone. So that's where you're getting the picture from. It's like going to StreamYard directly, which is why it's not doing the max headroom thing. So what that means is that rather than using my phone as a webcam into my laptop, it's not going into my laptop. But it also means that I have to run the show from my laptop. So I hear my voice from my laptop in my ear, which is so weird. I'm trying to figure out if I can do this when I do a show with Pro. So next time Pro and I record, I'm going to try this setup and see if it works so that I don't know how I would hear him. Like I would have to hear him without, I think, the headphones. I don't know. We'll have to figure it out. Anyway, let's welcome everybody into the show. If you're in the chat, welcome in. I saw Tom F. Now, the funny thing is, I saw Little Mouse 27. Hopefully, Little Mouse 27 will come in, but Little Mouse 27 was chatting in tomorrow's show. So, which I posted the link for tomorrow's show, but I haven't posted any information about it yet. Tomorrow's show may very well be on the Penguin. I think that comes out today. So hopefully that'll be a better watch than Agony All Along, which is what I'm calling this show because that's what it's like to watch it. But yes, if you haven't given a like for the stream yet, please do give that thumbs up. If you're watching this on the replay, you can comment below, Replay Gang. Hey, Lorena. Good to see you pop in the chat. So if you are watching this on the replay, like, of course, if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, of course, subscribe to the channel. It's free. And click that notifications bell because when you click it, you stick it to the YouTube algorithm and you get notified of all of our uploads here at Follow the Bradley's Fun. How you doing, Lorena? How you doing, Tom F? Good to see you in the chat. There he is, Tom F. Yeah, I am tired. Oh, there's Little Mouse. There's Little Mouse. Okay. Good. Yeah, it's true. I was we were on the show, the after party, the Agatha after party. We were on that show until 12:08 a.m., which means I didn't get to sleep till like 2. Yikes. Day early and $1 short. I'm always coming up a little short. Good morning, Go and Shogi. Go and Shogi. You'll have to let me know if you attempt to drop memberships, if that works, because we still don't know what's going on with that today. Let's see what he says. My favorite thing about Agatha and Acolyte is they're trying so hard to make witchcraft look edgy and cool, but it's just coming off as lame and dorky, as it is in reality. People decide to become witches for the same reason people decide anything that is outside of the norm is because they think that just because it's outside of the norm, it's going to make them fit into the group. So, like in adolescence, I think we all go through that period where we feel like we don't fit in. We're trying to figure out where do we fit in life, in society, and it can be literally anybody from any group comes in and makes us feel a little bit welcome, and we start to veer toward that group. And I think that's what happens with witches. We got Pamela Emson. Hello, Pam. Pamela. Pam the Blam. Kathleen Bentezi. Hi, Mom. Good morning. I don't think my mom even knows that I was on the WDW Pro show last night. So, Mom, I was on the WDW Pro show last night until after midnight. Okay. Dylan Soup. Hey, Ron. Sup, chat. And best comment ever. Don't forget to like button. Beyond Retail and More. Hi, everyone. I see Lorena. Morning, all. And I'd be doing better if I hadn't watched last night. Yes. I am fortunate. Agatha All Along did not bring back any of my stomach trouble. So at least we're good there. And memberships still not working. Weird. I wonder what that's about. I think we can all write YouTube on X and find out what's going on there. And Dylan says, Lorena, was it truly the guy? I see what you did there. Yes, so far. But, okay, here's the thing. I don't know why they're trying to make a big deal out of this. If the teen character is actually a variant version of Billy Maximoff, then it was up. I never got to ask this last night, but like I wanted to ask Marvin why, if it is going to be Billy, why did they change actors? The actor from before, I would think, would have aged up. But I don't know. I mean, because like the character's already been introduced. So if you have a character, by the way, that supposedly 16-year-old to me did not look 16. Now I don't know if that's the makeup or what, but it looked like I don't know, like a 21, 22-year-old. That's just my opinion. Lorena, if you want to come on the show, I can probably send you a link on X. But I'm really tired this morning. I'd end up letting you do all the talking. It amazes me that these writers think, yeah. So that's true. That's true. It's not a personality trait. What makes you those ways are choices that you make. And what I mean by that is not the choice of how you feel, but how you choose to act on how you feel. We all have to make choices about how we act on incoming feelings. Everybody has incoming feelings. Everybody has very odd and strange incoming feelings from time to time. And as you get older, you're supposed to mature and learn how to deal with those incoming feelings better and better as time goes on. Make wiser and wiser and wiser decisions. Tom F. says, it was a horrible show. I did not think it could be as bad as the crap light, but I was wrong. All right. So at this point in time, I think it's already been long enough that we have not celebrated you guys being out there to watch this. So I want to thank you for that. Even though you cannot drop memberships or whatever, remember PayPal's still available. Um, Buy me a coffee, which is a different link. It's in the description. But also, super things, super secrets. If you can drop memberships or you become a member, that's great too. Anytime any of those things happen, and if a lot happen, we'll wait and pile them up. But what happens is we like to do a celebration. And I always love to celebrate you guys. So, to show you what that celebration looks like, and maybe to wake myself up a little bit, let's have that celebration right now. Let's celebrate! Yay!
Too much? Too much? It's a perfect! Wahoo! Oh, that's too much! Give me a break, I couldn't be more excited! Okay, this anticipation is making me mental. But if they say yes, you can be on the show. I think I would go so crazy.
I'm back. I'm doing something. Let's see if I can make this work. I think I did. All right, Lorena, check your X messages, and if you want to pop in off camera, that's perfectly fine. Canadian Family Life has popped in. Hello, all. Canadian Family Life. Did you bring poutine? I mean, if you're going to pop in, I think you should bring poutine, right? Anyway, I wonder what happens if I wonder, can I? Let me search. I'm going to try something. Let me see. Let me see if this works. I'm just going to see if that makes it a little bit better for me. Ooh, I think it does. That works out. What I did is I just lowered the volume of my headphones. I know it's still going out to you, but it makes it a lot easier if I don't hear myself full volume. Although when Lorena pops in, I might have to pop it up a little bit so I can hear her, obviously. Hey, Maritz's Yarn and Crafts has popped in. Tom F. Hello, Lorena Creole. Canadian Family Life. Hey, Tom. We're talking about the I almost said the Acolyte, which I haven't watched at all. We're talking about Agatha All Along this morning. Yes, and now I'm going to see if Lorena will join me. I sent Lorena the link on X, so hopefully she'll pop in a moment. Yeah, I'm the same way, Lorena. I just got your message on X, so you're fine. Acolyte. If you watched it, you can let me know in the comments. And Lorena is popping in here, so I'm going to add her. Good morning, Lorena.
Good morning. How you doing, Ron? How you guys doing in chat?
Trying to make sure where else am I hearing this from? I've got my audio set up in a really weird way today, so I'm just trying to make sure that I'm hearing what I'm supposed to hear and not hearing other things.
No worries. Yep, I think that fixed it.
Are we echoing?
No
No echo.
echoing.
Okay, good. Perfect.
I'm sorry,
right,
the
so-
lawn guy is outside because, yeah, anytime I'm streaming, that's when they start.
stream in the
that's when
morning.
they're working on it.
Yeah, so the lawn guy is always outside here when I'm streaming. Well, but it's like once a week, twice a week sometimes. But I live in an apartment complex. I have no control over that. And they keep seeming to change the schedule this year. So you did, if I remember correctly, last night, did you do a watch party?
Yes, I did a watch party for my Mediano Mafia level channel members. So that way we can, through the magic of StreamYard, all watch it together.
Oh. Now, is that you doing your members a favor, or are you trying to torture your members?
Well, as I am a Slytherin for life, I always share my pain, and let's put it this way: for some members who weren't quite sure if they should watch it or not, but the overall thing is you get a real-time reaction from myself watching the whole thing. So at least my members can say, yes, she did watch it. Yes, we saw her reaction in real time. And yes, that's exactly what she said, because unless I watch it, I cannot throw shade accurately. And I love to throw shade.
Oh, well, there was plenty of shade to throw.
Especially you can really see the screen sometimes. It's so dark.
I was going to say, did you not enjoy the musical number?
Oh my god! Well, that musical number was so bad and so cringy. I'm like, look, if you're going to do witches, and I don't know why people don't get this. If you're going to do witches, you need to do something on the level of the witches in Macbeth. You need to do something on that level. And this was, I don't know, this was some kind of like misfits all together trying to figure something out.
If you look at the writing of the show and you watch what was written and you've read the comic books, you know that certain characters can be queer characters. By the way, audience, we're going to talk about queerness not based on our opinion, not at all, but we're basing it on everything the show has said about itself. So I need to make that clear. All right, this is not an opinion of Lorena's or mine, but it's actually Marvel putting it out there. Okay, they have said this is the queerest MCU show or Marvel project ever.
The gayest Marvel show ever.
Right.
That's what I signed on for, according to Aubrey.
Yeah. So here's the thing. I don't care. But the fact that they're advertising it that way, to me, says we're going to put that out there. We're going to virtue signal so that if this show gets criticized, we can bring it back to that. And that, to me, says they don't have a lot of confidence in the show itself. So, for example, why would you need to state any of that? If, like, I played a gay character, okay? I played a gay character in the movie that I'm in. There's no advertisement about that. We don't need it. It's just who my character is. It's based on a real person in real life, okay? So it's not like that's a choice. That was who that person is. Okay, fine. Nothing needed to be advertised about that because it's just part of the story. Why would you advertise that what who are you advertising that to? Okay. Are you trying to pull in a really small fractional percentage of audience who wouldn't watch it otherwise? What do you think?
Here's what I think. I think that you, again, you have a group of people, having lived in Hollywood, I can tell you this, who think that everyone should think the way that they do. They feel that, hey, we need to push queer stories out there. Just queer stories. Not, hey, we have this amazing story and the characters just happen to be queer. That's different. And I think this again, this is from the same people who did Wanda Vision. We saw how that went. Um, did oh my gosh, Black Widow as well. And I guess say again, they keep saying this. We need more queer stories. I know you've probably seen this in the Hollywood press, Variety, Hollywood Reporter, Deadline. We need more queer stories. It's like, why do we need more quote unquote queer stories? It's different if you say that and it's like, but we want to put it in a vehicle where it's like there's something for everyone to latch onto. Like there's a common theme through that, where the emphasis is on the craft, not the sexuality. And that's the problem that I have. Like case in point, when I was watching Agatha All Along, okay, it's pretty obvious. Agatha, we'll say Catherine Hahn's character and Aubrey Plaza's character obviously have some kind of romantic feelings for each other. Nothing was really established about that. It just came out of nowhere. And it was really ham-fisted. It's kind of like, why should I care? Why should I care that you're queer when I don't even care about your character in the show? Period.
Right. And it really creates a problem for anybody watching the story. First of all, my wife just came in. Hello to my beautiful wife. Everyone say hi to Virginia in the chat.
Hi, Virginia.
Hola todos. Hoy jueves. Good morning, Tom. She's saying good morning to everybody. Very good. Appreciate that. So, yeah. So there's no reason. Okay. So first of all, what I was going to say is, as I'm watching the story, I'm like, I want this to be about the story. I liked WandaVision. And I knew going into WandaVision that in the comics, of the two boys that she has, one of them grows up. And I even though I've never read the comic, I don't know much about Wiccan. I do know that he is portrayed as a gay character in the comic. I don't care. I watch shows with gay characters all the time. I have been for years. In Friends, what's his name's dad was transgender, whatever. I mean, it goes back to Friends, and even before, there were plenty of gay characters in shows. That's not new. It's not new at all. But
no, just case
the writers,
I'll add like not to interrupt, but I'll add like Modern Family. There's a gay couple in that show. They are freaking hilarious.
Yeah.
I don't the fact that they're great characters first, and then the situations that they're put in because they're gay is what makes it funny.
Right. So this show makes it seem so force-fed, and it skews the writing. So it's like the writers got in the room, and every single writing session they said, okay, guys, let's start with the gay stuff, and then we'll build around it. And I'm like, that's not how normal people think. In other words, not how viewers think. Viewers want to watch the show, and if there's some kind of something that ensues because of characters, not just gay, but anyway, any quirk that's different about their personality, that can make the story move along in a comedic way or some other type of reaction, make you feel emotion, then it works. We want to first and foremost care about any of the characters. And the biggest problem that I have with this show is I haven't found a character yet that if I'm a viewer, I'm going to care about. I can actually, the only character in this entire show, in this entire like but one first and second episode that I liked is the black neighbor guy. What do you know his name?
Oh, I forget his name. Yeah. Oh, he's funny.
He's great. And he almost steals the whole show because every time he's on, there's something about his presence. I hope to see him as an actor in a lot of other things because he has a presence that draws you to him, and I really like that.
Yeah.
But even in WandaVision, his character's like, I want to go, what the heck happened to him? I want to know. So it's so convoluted. I want to catch people up to speed. There's going to be spoilers here in this next little bit. But basically, the show takes place 3 years after the end of WandaVision. Agatha has been living with a witch hex brain fog put on her by Wanda at the end of that series. And we know from Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness, that Wanda was supposedly deceased. And this show takes place after that. So the witch, Wanda, Scarlet Witch, has cast the hex, is gone. Therefore, the hex is starting to lift. And then these characters come in and interact with Agatha, who thinks she's Agnes, and kind of pull her out of this whole situation. I'm being vague so that if people want to watch it, it's not super spoilery. But then with new witches that she's encountering, she decides that she needs to get her power back because she has no power. In order to get her power back, she has to walk some witch's road thing.
Walk the road.
She has to ease on down the road. She has to go see the wizard. Apparently.
Yes.
And I guess that's what this show is going to be. I've heard that every episode is like an escape room. Did you hear that?
I didn't hear about escape room, but I did hear that there's like if there's a plot, it doesn't go anywhere. I guess maybe that's what an escape room is. It's just a plot that goes around and around and around and around, and it doesn't resolve itself. You know how in classic storytelling, you have the introduction of the characters, then you have the initial conflict, and then you have that rising action that you get towards the third act. You see an obvious progression of the plot. This is a bunch of chicks trying to figure out where they want to go. It's like a road trip that goes nowhere.
It's going to be interesting. Yeah, so Agatha goes around picking out witches that she needs for her coven. Apparently she knows them from her past, and none of them get along, but they all show up. I mean, this is how poor the writing is. She literally gave none of them a compelling reason to actually show up, and then they all do. No. What? And the last one is the worst. She's like, I don't even know where it is. Give her an address and she shows up. The writing is so convoluted.
It's so bad.
Yeah. So for me, I need to ask Lorena this. Have you seen all of the original Daredevil series, or at least season 1 from Netflix?
I have seen, I'm so remiss. I've seen only about 3 episodes of Daredevil on Netflix, and I loved every single episode.
Okay. So the Netflix Marvel series that started in, I think, 2015 with Daredevil, and freaking tastic. Outside of Iron Fist and I'm trying to think of the group's name when they brought the group together. The Defenders. Those 2 series, Iron Fist and the Defenders, were not so great, but Daredevil, Jessica
Jones,
and Luke Cage were I think the best Marvel television that they've ever. And I liked Agents of Shield a lot, but Agents of Shield varied throughout the seasons and episode to episode as to what was good. It was very inconsistent, but enjoyable, and became less and less connected to the MCU as time went along. It was supposed to be interweaved at first. As a matter of fact, the MCU created a very odd Agents of Shield based on decisions that were made in the MCU. But Netflix was so good at staying MCU adjacent without needing to bring in the bigger MCU into it. And I watched, I want to say it was Daredevil. I was watching Daredevil season 1, episode 5 before I watched this. And I'm like, what the heck happened, Marvel? I mean, you guys clearly had good writing. I'll give you an example. They could have easily, and I don't think they have, but they could have easily put a gay character into Daredevil, into Jessica Jones, into Luke Cage, any of those. And nobody would have cared if the character was written well and there's a reason for them to be that way or whatever, their relationships could have been there. Nobody would have cared because the shows were written so well. The stories were so compelling. Daredevil really broke ground with the fact that the very first episode dealt in a very real way with human trafficking, a very frightening way. And it was so good. And maybe it was too real for the people that live in Hollywood, especially if they don't want to bring light to human trafficking for some reason. I don't know why they'd want that, but yeah, if you get a chance, if you have Disney Plus or you have a way to watch, I would recommend watching the Daredevil season, at least season 1.
Oh, I need to finish watching that. I really do. Because I didn't watch Jessica Jones. I didn't watch Luke Cage, and I was supposed to, but I'd heard good things about it. But to answer your question, kind of like why Marvel on Netflix was different than Marvel on Disney Plus is one, it's Disney. And we'll say it's modern Disney. It's like there's like a certain line in the sand. So I'm saying this figuratively because it used to be like, okay, we can't show that because it's Disney. Dump that on like Miramax or something like that and do it separately. And that's what they used to do for quite a long time. The edgier stuff would show up like, on Miramax or an indie studio, but Disney would, distribute the film. But now you have a group of people, now that Disney's taken over, Kevin Feige doesn't have, let's put it this way, lately he's like, okay, we're going to course correct. But he started going down that road of, okay, well, I guess we have to, all in on the diversity thing. Forget the fact of that amazing canon of films that you produce that culminated with Endgame, and now we're kind of going, Marvel light, which is happening now. And you've got people who are writing these shows now who will admittedly say they've never read the comics.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Nor have tried to read the comics. And the one guy who does read the comics, he gets fired from his own show, and that's X-Men 97. And it was coincidentally written by a Black queer man. And I could not find anything really wrong with X-Men 97.
No, it's so weird. Are you really going all in on diversity if you're focusing on one group? Is that diverse? I mean, I don't understand it. So Luke Cage, if you haven't watched it, it takes place in Harlem. It is, I would say, I think it was before Black Panther ever came out, if I remember correctly.
I think it was. Yeah, it
Yeah.
was because I thought,
So
oh wow, dude in the gold disco shirt is back.
yeah, but oh my gosh, they did the show so well. I loved it. Absolutely loved it. Look, here's the thing. Um, that show was not. I mean, it was in some ways it was reminiscent of shows like Good Times back in the '70s or whatever, where you have a primarily black cast and nobody watching cares what color, what race, whatever. It as long as those backgrounds play into the story in a significant way that's compelling to any viewer, it's fine. Viewers don't care about watching a specific, like, I've never looked to see myself on a screen. And I'll give you an example. If I'm watching a superhero project, I care about, and this is going back to my childhood, what powers that superhero has that I would love to have and be able to emulate. Doesn't matter what or who that superhero is. We used to play a game when I was in elementary school, and you would choose to be this, and this is in PE class. You would choose to be a superhero, and based on the superhero you chose, you would do like movements, basically trying to show off what powers they have. I would have
Hmm.
been 7, 8, 9, 10, whatever. And I often chose, because it was the 70s, to have Wonder Woman's powers. So I played this Wonder Woman. Didn't mean I was trans or anything like that. It just meant I liked Wonder Woman and her powers when I watched it on TV. And I didn't care because people don't. I don't need to see myself, and and but yet we live in a world where now everybody can, so it's out there. So why we are making a big deal of saying, oh, there's queerness in a show, or this is the most queer show in the year 2024? Who cares? I want to care about a good story, and I want to care about the characters regardless of their background. If that's a character trait and it's compelling to the story, great. um but if, for example, you said this is going back to the beginning of Agatha All Along, there was nothing in WandaVision to indicate that Agatha's character was gay or had past relationships.
That's
And then so
correct.
this thing, this new relationship, maybe we're going to have it more revealed. Fine if it's compelling to the story, but where did it come from?
It came from no. Well, I can tell you exactly where it came from. So let's rewind. Let's go back to when WandaVision premiered. The numbers were pretty good. I actually enjoyed it. It didn't stick the landing. I'm still mad at it for not really sticking the landing. But overall, I enjoyed the watch, and the thought that got put into it still pissed Mephisto didn't show up. But they forgot to do that, or they didn't want to do that because they wanted the villain to be Grief, not a real villain like Mephisto. Not too long after that show was running, I want to say like what near the end, when it turns out it was quote unquote, oh, it was Agatha, all along they did that song. Then not too long after that, we get an announcement. Guess what? Agatha's going to get a spinoff show. And we're like, what? They're like, yes, we're going to do a whole show around Agatha. Like, why? But this was pushed out there. But remember, this was the time. We're going to say that point in time with with COVID, and I forget if I can't remember. No, I don't think Chapek was CEO quite yet. But I was like, this is great. It's pushing this out there. This is great. We're going to do all this diverse stuff. Okay, so that was, I want to say what, 2020, 2021. Okay, now it's 2024 and the show is coming out. Disney now is much different than Disney back then because people can see the nonsense that's going on. So what they did was, hey, look, we got the show, you want to look good, right? You want to be diverse and inclusive. right? You want to do this, right? You don't want to, say that, you don't appreciate LGBTQ. That's where that came from. In my opinion, that's exactly where that came from. And rather than focusing on a show that actually does something to truly advance the Marvel comics lore, even the MCU lore, and bring normies in, they failed miserably. Because as a normie, I would look at this like the first episode and what the heck is this crap? There's
Yeah.
no one in here that I know of truly from the MCU universe.
No, it's if you're a normie, you're not going to care. And frankly, I don't know that they realize that doing something like this actually hurts the cause that they say that they want to help. The writing in this show feels to me like it came out of the era, not area. It came out of the era when Disney first announced that they were fighting the Florida law that says that parents now will have control over what their kids get to learn in school.
Absolutely.
So a bunch of people in Hollywood were really ticked off about that. And they're like, well, we're just going to write it into our shows. Well, 2 years later, nobody cares. The fight's over. Disney lost big time. And this just feels like whining afterwards that you lost. And it doesn't help anybody to write shows like this. It does not help the group that they're trying to advance, which doesn't need to advance.
No, it makes it look like the only thing that you're worth is your sexual preference. It's like, aren't you more than that? It's like the same thing, like when they will take Black characters, write them half-assedly. Yes, the Acolyte, because let's face it, like I tell people, that is Leslie Headland's failure in blackface. That's exactly what it is. I feel like they did something. Like, oh, we did something, right? It's like, no, you didn't do what you thought you did. And it does no one a disservice. Now, I know some people are kind of like, well, I think it's, important that you're able to see yourself in other characters. It's like, no one's saying that that's not important. But here is how you do this. The reason why classics are beloved around the world is that there's something in it that's a universal truth that everyone can latch onto. Do I like seeing characters that look like me? Yes, I do. But it needs to be worth it. There needs to be something else besides the wrapping that it comes in. I mean, you can wrap dog poo in the most beautiful paper out there, but do you want that really for a gift? I don't think so.
No, go back when you get a chance and watch Luke Cage. What's really cool about it for me, first of all, maybe I do have a different experience because it's not like I go around thinking all day long, oh, I'm a white guy. I don't. I'm just a guy, and I feel like I feel like it's almost more unfortunate in today's society that I ended up being a white guy. But regardless, I don't think about that when I'm living my life. When I'm living my life, I think about I'm a human, you're a human, fellow humans. We're all brothers and sisters. That's what we're supposed to be. So that's how I think of it. So I'm watching Luke Cage, and the coolest thing to me is like, dang, man, that guy comes across as cool, suave, amazing power set. And watch the show and you'll know what I mean by this. But man, he gets to drink a lot of whatever coffee he wants to. In a 007 kind of a way. Anyway, it's a good show. I just wish Marvel, and I hope maybe they've already course corrected. This could be maybe the last thing that they're going to put out.
I think
that
so.
they didn't course correct. Is Ironheart still coming out?
Yes. Yes, it
Okay.
is. And unfortunately, I'm going to have to watch that because that character pisses me off. There's so many freaking reasons. I know it's not gonna be pretty. But
Because
Kevin
I've heard it's
Feige
in the
is,
can, and we're
yeah,
not hearing any mention of it.
no. And they're probably going to release it. They're probably going to do the same thing that they did with Agatha All Along. I don't know if you've been following the film threat, guys. And Lou Wasserman's Ghost told me about this last night. They lifted the embargo the day the episodes dropped. Usually the embargo is lifted a couple of days before, like either the TV show or the movie drops. Because usually they'll have the movie premiere. After that premiere, then usually that's when the embargo is lifted and you can float it out there. But the fact that they lifted the embargo the day of, I think with Ironheart, if it gets released, well, I'm not going to say if, when it gets released, because it's going to get released, there really won't be that very much press about
They'll
it.
they might do it like Echo. I mean, it might be like
Like
where they
drop them
do the
all.
drop them
Yeah,
all,
they probably will.
and here it is. We got to get going here. Thank you for being here. Anything you want to let the people know about where you're going to be on the tubes of the U and all that stuff?
Let's see. It's kind of weird because I'm actually in the middle of doing a studio remodel. But tomorrow I will be streaming live from Epcot because one of my favorite musicians, Sheila E., is going to be performing. Heck yeah, I'm going to be streaming that. Oh my gosh, I almost wanted to be a drummer, but my mom said I needed to have some culture, so I take piano
What
lessons
time
instead.
are you going to Late Show?
I will be streaming the Late Show, but I'm actually going to be filming the 5:30 show because I want to get that in 4K. I've got the Eat to the Beat package, so I can get up there nice and freaking close. I like to close to her. But for the stream that evening, yes, I will be streaming the latter performance, streaming that, and we stream that, and then we go get a spot for the fireworks, and we go and watch the fireworks. Of course, that's going to be Friday. Saturday, I'm not sure if I'm going to have a Resort Recon live stream that morning. But that evening, definitely, I will be having a watch party with Retro Nerd Girl. We are going to be watching the very underrated Wes Craven urban horror movie, The People Under the Stairs. If you like The Black Phone, you will like The People Under the Stairs.
That's a creepy movie.
Yes. Yes, it is.
Very, very cool. And of course, Daily Dish is here every day. We are going to be going right over to culture in just a moment. But before we do, I want to do one last celebration of all of you fine folks out there. Thank you for being here. Let's celebrate.
Too much? Too much? It's perfect! Wahoo! Oh, this is too much! Give me a break, I couldn't be more excited! Okay, this anticipation is making me mental. But if they say yes, you can be on the show. I think I would go so crazy for it. Oh, and to get
All right. Well, thank you so much. Everybody in the chat, Go Jogi, Dylan Soup, Jonathan Rubin, Dance Life of the Kingdom, my beautiful wife, Virginia Bradley. Thank you, everyone else that was here today. Lorena, thank you so much for popping on for this agony all along.
I like that. Use that one.
And until tomorrow. Oh, I should say this. Some of you know this. There is a special project I am working on. I hope to get it out soon. First of all, and also I want to say congratulations to WDW Pro. 100K, hit the 100K mark. Hopefully I'll be celebrating on that. You were going to say something.
Oh, no, I was just agreeing. Yes.
Yeah, that's
100K, man.
Very excited about all that. But yes, so those who I have sent my work in progress to, thank you for letting me know what you think of that so far. It does relate to Tiana's, and it relates to vegetables. That's all I'm saying for right now. But I think everybody's going to really enjoy the little parody thing that I'm working on there. But until then, until next time, let's send you over the culture. Everyone say hi to culture from us. And until then, we'll see you real soon. Bye, everybody. Ciao.
Bye.